taught about consent or rape firsthand. That means the same power that Nigerian parents use in telling their female children that they should close their legs, they should go in whenever a male visitor comes around, they shouldn't hug uncles. They don't use this same power, they don't focus this same energy on their male children, which is wrong. So they grow up. Imagine the boys that moved along with bad friends. Imagine those type of men now. Imagine what they would be right now. Some little boys, you see them, some secondary school boys, you see them playing tap currents. Like they'll go and tap a girl, like in her, let me say, in her buttocks, in some private parts, or they'll go and stand at the back of the girl, just to feel her back and everything. They picked up these attitudes. They laughed over it. They played about it. Little by little, they grew up with this habit. They invite a girl over. Maybe the girl spends like 2 minutes in and comes out. The guys will start asking them, how far guy, enter. That kind of thing. What is the meaning of that? That kind of thing promotes rape. Now, when maybe he says, no, I know enter, they say, you don't forehand. You be weakling, that kind of thing. Before you know, because he wants to boost his self-ego, because he wants to be seen as an important person among his peers, he might decide to drug her drink and then rape her, take away consent from her. Now you see that the basic, the foundation has been spoilt. The foundation did not take place. So if you're a parent listening to my voice right now, or you plan to be a parent in future, the same energy you use in training your female children, you need to use that same energy to train up your male children, so that we can have a society void of rape, so that we can bring up our girls knowing that they are safe in this society. In my number 2, I have setting up organizations and institutions to protect rape victims. There are already institutions like Stand to End Rape. We have institutions like Project Alert. But apart from these NGOs and private-owned organizations, how many government organizations can we pinpoint? How many can we say that are institutions set up to protect rape victims? I can't even place any. Maybe NAPTIP. NAPTIP is there, but then where is this where is this place that rape victims can come and report, and then they know that they will have justice? The government is simply not doing enough to ensure that rape victims get justice, and this is like the first step to ensure that rape is reduced in Nigeria. If rape victims are going to come forward and report rape cases, and they know that they are not going to get their justice, they don't have a reliable platform for people to hear their voices, how are we going to end rape in Nigeria? In number 3, I have equipping hospitals. In organized societies, the first step towards establishing a claim of sexual violation is getting medical examination done with a rape kit. Now, what is a rape kit? A rape kit is a container that includes a checklist, materials, and instruments. It also has a space for forensic evidences, labels. Now, with its innovative methods of thorough data and sample collection, investment in such tools bring an added advantage to more in-depth documentation beyond the baseline assessment of post-exposure prophylaxis. Tools like this should be made readily available in healthcare facilities, in police stations, in schools. Most federal-owned hospitals around the 36 states of Nigeria lack simple instruments like a rape kit. Do they even know how to use it? So it starts from there. A girl goes to report a rape case. She cannot even be properly tested to ascertain the level of damage that has been done in her body. You can't assess it. So how do you expect people to come forward? How do you expect them to get justice? How do you expect them to rise above the trauma? Don't forget to join in the conversation. Help me tell people. Help me by sending me a DM and telling me how you think rape can be curbed in Nigeria, in the world. Help me by sending a DM at the Real Talk Pod 1 on Twitter and Chidinma Ugojieke on YouTube. You can also leave a comment here on my SoundCloud so I can read. Don't touch the dial. We're still on the rape issue. We're still talking about rape and we're thoroughly dissecting rape. We need to end rape and we need to see how we can end rape. Don't touch the dial.
Let's go. This is your radio, your station. Your online radio, the new online radio that makes you happy.
Yes, this is the Real Talk with Chidinma. And in my number 4, I have compensation or lower cost of prosecution for rape victims. Reports on rape in Nigeria shows that there is a culture of the society normalizing or generating excuses for sexual abuse. The VAPP Act, which has established rights of victims of violence in Section 38, provides the victim of rape receive the necessary materials, medical help, psychological help, and legal assistance. In reality, however, this is not the case, as victims pay a lot to seek justice. They have little or no assistance from the government. If the laws do not empower those seeking redress, can it be said that the law has taken its place? Or can it be said that the law has done its job? For instance, if a 6-year-old is raped, when this law applies, that 6-year-old is expected to pay for filing in the police station, mobilize the police to take him or her to hospital, pay for baseline assessment to test herself, and the accused, which may end up costing about, let me say, 10,000 naira. And don't forget that forensic testing costs about 150,000 naira in Nigeria. So this is the plight of those who may be economically and socially disadvantaged in the society. When these type of people, when people that are disadvantaged economically and socially, when they reason like how much they have to pay to get justice for their child, they just let it slide. And then the rapist is left to roam around the street looking for whom to devour, knowing fully well that he might never end up behind jail. So, but if the government can make it in a way that compensation has a fixed fine for rape victims and low cost of prosecution for them, and also putting laws such as penalties for rapists, such as the death penalty. For example, drug peddling. When you hear about drug peddling in Saudi Arabia, in Iraq, in the Middle East, you reason that the drug peddling has a penalty of death penalty. When you drug peddle, when you sneak in drugs into those type of countries, into those countries, you get the death sentence. When you reason that kind of thing, fear will not allow you to carry drugs into that kind of country. It cannot be compared to how rampant drug peddling is in America. So when you put in laws like the death penalty in Nigeria for rapists, trust me, rape will reduce in Nigeria. People are scared for their lives in Nigeria. When they reason that type of thing, they will not rape. I also heard that in a southwest state in Nigeria, they have passed into bill a law that states that rapists will get the death penalty and attempted rape will get 14 years in prison. That is good. That is very good. If other states can pick up this example, can put this law in place, you will see that rape will be reduced in Nigeria. Also, we have enlightenment programs. We have NGOs everywhere doing enlightenment programs like this. This should be, people should be enlightened on what rape is. It should be added into school curriculums. Little children should start learning these things. This is not a matter of spirituality or anything. You cannot shy away from topics like this. Young boys at the age of 12 are already trying to explore their sexuality. It is puberty stage. It is nature. It is not the devil's work. You see 12-year-old boys, they're already watching porn. They're already picking porn magazines. And the porn industry doesn't even help. The movie industries, they don't help. You watch movies today and you see that they glorify sexual assault, they glorify rape, they glorify things like this. Even in the porn industry, you see them raping and like taking women by force. Children, adults grow up, male especially, they grow up thinking that this is what women like, and they do it. So you can't even blame these children. That is why I say parents, government, laws, curriculum, this will help. This will go a long way. So, how can we help rape victims now that we've established ways that we can help to curb rape in Nigeria? How can we help rape victims? Recent studies have shown that it is vital for sexual assault victims to talk about rape. This is vital to the survivor's healing from the trauma and psychological damage caused by rape and sexual assault. So we should have more therapy for rape victims. We should have therapy put in places like police stations, like schools, counselors, this type of things to help rape victims. It will help them to rise above the trauma. I can't do this alone, and that's why I've asked my lovely listeners to send in recommendations. How can we help to curb rape in Nigeria? So let's go on a break while I play a song from my favorite feminist, Janine, Highly Get to Me. Please do enjoy. And when we come back from this break, we'll be taking comments from my listeners.
You are not a king. You are just a pawn, scattering the seeds from which the masses will be born. The emphasis you place on the space you put your tail shows just the kind of weakness that would cause a race to fail. Where did you get it in your head that the value you possess was determined by efficiency of taking off my dress? Huh? Who taught you what it means to be a man? Don't blame the absence of a father, blame the absence of a plan, blame the system that would have you drugged and sexing off for sport. Blame the rich when you steal, then when they catch you, blame the court. Blame the girls that told you yes, blame the girl that told you no. Blame the girl that was your mother, blame it on the way you grow. So many things you have the opportunity to use as your excuse when you lose. But what if all you had to do to win was to learn from the example of the king? But he don't love highly, always on the low, heart over full, but he don't want it to show. He don't love highly.
Let's go. This is your radio, your station.
So the chance is kind of slim, not taking no time to give eyes unto him who is the light and the law, the truth and the way. So I can't let him get to me. GQ pimp type hustling fly.
This one says, my name is Philly and I can attest that there is no government-owned shelter for victims of rape and gender-based violence. NAPTIP only covers victims of trafficking, so the government has to do more. Thank you so much, Philly, for sending in your comments.
That will lead him astray, unless highly is leading the way, but he don't love highly, always on the low, heart over full, but he don't want it to show. He don't love highly.
Coral says, parents try so hard to protect their female children, forgetting that they have to go to schools and NYSC. Who is going to protect them when they go to these places? The onus is on them to train their boys to do better. Thank you very much.
So I can't let him get to me, for he don't love highly. He don't love.
Ade says, thank you so much, the Real Talk Pod 1, for this show. I'm ashamed of my gender most of the time. Men should learn to do better. Martins Owoyemi also says, boys are raped too as little boys with no one to talk to about it. Who do we turn to? Owoyemi Martins, that's why I said that parents are the first point and quarters of a child. So parents should try to be open parents should be trying to be open so that their children can come to them to talk about issues like this.